Hi guys, Trinity here. How are you all doing today? So today I thought I'd make a video for you guys about psychic fairs and expos. I didn't see too many videos out there, so I thought, you know what? Let me make a couple videos on this subject, or at least one. This is if you're attending your first psychic fair or expo as a tarot reader, okay? Try to get as much info as you can out of your host or producer first before you go. Get all the info you can possibly get, like as far as the expo or psychic fair goes, things you're going to need to bring and whatnot, okay? It's very important that you do that first and foremost, okay? After you're done doing all that, okay, and you know what's expected of you while you're there as a professional, you need to know what you're bringing, okay? Now, when I say this, what do you need to bring? Once you talk to the producer or the host or what may be, you want to kind of find out what items are you going to have to bring. Now, when I went to my first psychic expo, I did not know. There were things told to me by the producer, so yes, I knew what to bring in that respect. But as far as going and, providing readings, that's the easy part. But the items that you want to bring to dress up your station and look like as much of a professional as you can, because you want to give quality readings, but you don't want to be looked at like when people walk by, like maybe you have undesirable items on the table that might scare people or whatever. At any rate, are you just reading tarot? First, you need to know that. Or are you selling items as well? There's a difference if you're just doing, like, say, for a psychic fair, you're probably just going to go and lay out the cards and have a table with a tablecloth, and you're just going to read for people, okay? However, well, let me get to that first. Let me explain that first, okay? So, let's say you're going just to read for the community and nothing more. Sometimes you're provided with tables and chairs, not always, okay? But generally you are. And then it's up to you and at your discretion if you want to bring your own cloth, to bring your own kind of atmosphere in there. Most readers will, okay? So at any rate, if not, and they're not going to provide you with that stuff, then you want to grab yourself a small folding table, a couple of folding chairs, a tarot cloth, your tarot cards, and some crystals. Now, there's many different types of tarot cards, okay? A lot of people use rider weight, but nowadays there's so many varieties of decks. It's just crazy. But anyway, you want to bring at least one deck of tarot. You want to bring some crystals, okay? For me, crystals help me to concentrate better. The energy that comes off of them is very healing. They just bring out the best in me when I'm doing readings. I really enjoy having my crystals around, and they make me feel energized and happy, okay? So I always bring at least those things, all right? Now, next, a nice reading cloth you can purchase just about anywhere, okay? You can purchase them cheaply online nowadays as well. Also, if you can't afford that, like say, you're just starting out and you don't have a lot to start out with, honestly, you can get a pretty curtain, a table runner, a mat, a scarf. There's so many things that you can use, but something with a pretty pattern. Unless you have really beautiful cards and you want to have a plain cloth, like here's my cloth, for example. You don't have to buy a fancy cloth like this. This is an actual tarot cloth. Okay, I'm knocking crap over. This is folded up. This is really big. I mean, it would more than cover this whole area that I'm sitting at. And actually, to be honest, guys, this leopard print that you see is a beautiful scarf that I purchased. And I use it as a tarot cloth. I have so many tarot cloths, okay? Bring something pretty with a pattern, okay? You want to look really professional. Okay. Now, that's if you're just going and you're just doing readings and you're not selling anything, okay? Now, in expos, a little bit different. You're still usually reading for the public and selling metaphysical items as well, okay? So you're not just going there and laying out a table and putting the cards down and reading for the public. You're now also selling items. So, if that is the deal, and that's what you're doing, in either case, you want to find out what's provided and bring what's not, okay? Now, a small folding table, I would still bring, just in case. I bring a variety of cards and a big bowl of crystals. Now, the crystals, that's just for around my readings, okay? But what you want to do also that I found out is bring a caddy, okay? Because when I went, I had a lot of items to sell and items to set up for my readings, and there was only like 2 caddies, and there were 50 exhibitors. So to try to share the caddy, you have to wait. If you're reading and selling, before you set up, look online at pictures of other events before you go, and look at how people are setting up around you. If you're doing both tarot readings and selling items, set a spot. So you want to have, let's say you pay for your table, you're going to wind up having to pay for your space, okay? So you're going to pay for your table, and you may get this long table. This is why I'm telling you, bring an extra small folding table, okay? If you don't use it, it's fine. So you leave it in the car. Say you get a nice long table and you have things to sell. Now you have things to sell and you have to read off of a small section. You only need a small section, but still, you have to read off of a small section, and then over here you got your stuff that's for sale. Okay? So you really want to have enough space, and if you bring that folding table and you don't need it to read off of, you can use it to put your items on as an extra space down under the table you're using or whatnot, okay? I made this video for those of you that are trying to go and be more professional and get some exposure out there as a tarot reader and maybe as a seller for whatever items. A lot of the times when you go to, like psychic fairs, you're almost always going to see tables with just sellers. They're just promoting their store or whatever, and they're not actually doing tarot readings. And that's really cool, okay? So I'm going to tell you also a little bit about being a spectator. So if you are going as a spectator, usually you're going to pay admission at the door, and it's usually cheap. I think it can range anywhere from $5 to maybe $20. Usually if you're in the military or police officer, it's free. Children under 12, I think it is. It varies from fair to fair. Will usually be free. Okay, so you may not have to pay admission. Every fair is absolutely different, okay? Depends on your host or producer. If you're a spectator, you're going to find things from jewelry to lotions to body butters to sprays to crystals, tapestries, homemade items, tarot decks. You may go there and somebody may be selling a lot of, just tarot decks and boxes, brand new, metaphysical books, You might find big crystals like this one. This is something that I made. This is called, it's a smudge feather. Get a closer look at that. Okay. So I made stuff like this that I sold at the expo when I went, aside from doing readings. And you'll find stuff like this to purchase. This is an incense burner, in case you can't see the little hole there. I made stuff like this to sell. This is a selenite crystal. I don't know if you can see it with the light. And it's wrapped all pretty. And I put them on cords. I had a lot of those. But I'm trying to show you things that you will find to buy. Okay? Look at these candle holders. I mean, Lotus Buddha. This is an amethyst tree. Look at how beautiful this is. Right? Things like this you will find at an expo. And you'll have a lot of fun. Even if you don't, here's a little cauldron to burn resins and charcoal in. It's very, very cool. So salt candles, things like this. So the reason I made the video is, if you're a spectator, go and have fun. Even if you're not into it, even if you're totally not into it, go, because you can find birthday presents for people, Christmas stuff, put it away early, who cares? All kinds of home decor for your house that's really, really pretty. There's the most beautiful items are there. So you want to go, have a good time. If you are a tarot reader, good luck to you. I wish you the best. And just know that God and Goddess are watching over, and they will help you and make you have a happy, fun time while you're there. You'll meet lots of people. Be very humble to all the other exhibitors, because they may help you at some point. And you may have to help them, and that's cool. Be courteous. Okay? Alright, guys. Trinity Faye here. If you like my channel, like and subscribe. Thank you.